Gym Dad Fitness. Today we have the weigh-in and taste test for Pillager by Toxic Masculinity. I've been so pumped up for this one just because of the labels in general and the fact that this is a weigh-in. Kicking it off, we're going to just show these real quick, and I have Conqueror downstairs right now. I did the 3-pack for the Toxic Tour here, but today we're going to do the Pillager, and I'm also going to, only one time, we'll get into the labels, but you'll see why. Overkill for sure on the pump ingredient, but just one time I'm going to try stacking these two bad boys just for today, just to give you my thought and experience. But let's get the weigh-in going for Pillager real quick here. We have cherry vanilla. Got my scale right here. Got my work phone to videotape it so you guys can actually like see the grammage too. So I'll do like a little picture-in-picture later on here. Let me get my video going so I can. One scoop. That one was a little over the levelage, and as you can, you've probably seen from other reviews, crazy small. I think 18 grams. That one came in at 20 when I did that, and it wasn't even like crazy rounded. So 20.6 would end up coming in at, but I did, that was a pretty thick one. So just weigh your scoops if you're a little cautious. But this one right here, I've used it yesterday for the first time, and I was perfectly fine on flat. So I think I'll be okay with just a little bit of a thicker. I wouldn't call that one a snow cone scoop, but it was a thick scoop for sure. And I'm wearing a hat today because you don't see me, probably in the rare reviews you'll see me in a hat. Just with busy season, I'm a tax accountant and get my workouts in, doing reviews, things like that. I run out of time, so haircut's not coming until maybe post-April, unless we can get it in on a Sunday real quick or something. We got cherry vanilla for the flavor. Wow, it's pretty good. It's got kind of a funky, like bitter aftertaste. A few reviews I think overhyped it a little bit on the flavor, but it's not bad. But the thing is, I'm not a vanilla fan at all. I've never been a fan of like vanilla cokes and stuff like that. So, that maybe it's a me thing, but I don't want to oversell these things on you. Even on flavors that they'll be expecting some sort of absolutely delicious cherry vanilla type Coke type thing, but it still is good. I want to go stick in a straw in this thing and drink on the beach, but this is fucking Pillager pre-workout. Do you think that the Pillagers cared what their cherry vanilla tasted like when they got to the whatever city they were getting ready to go in and destroy and pillage with those ships they were rolling up on? I mean, does that guy look like a guy that would care how his cherry vanilla is and how the aftertaste is? Now that guy slings that cherry vanilla out and he goes and pillages. So that's what we're doing today at the gym here. So I'm not gonna bitch about the flavoring system. And then got a special one for you. We're gonna cut it here, and then I'm gonna do this weigh-in and flavoring on the pump formula review. So catch out that one. We'll see you there at the pump formula review.
Hey guys, Fornius here. Today we are on a toxic tour by Gym Dad Fitness, and it's about the brand Toxic Masculinity. And for my part, it's to review their high steam pre-workout Pillager. I've tried the previous version as well when they had Juggler's Regia, which is kind of natural source of DMHA. It was very solid pre-workout, and this time they're using 2-amino, and I would say it's legit DMHA. It's not too much, it's not too strong, but it's there. You're not going to be like very high or euphoric with some products like Dark Labs provide, but I'd say it's a really high energy, good focus pre-workout. And for me, the start of the show is the aggression and the rage you get with this pre-workout, that feeling. For me personally, I like to pump iron with some heavy metal, rock music, some heavy shit. So while blasting such kind of aggressive music, it's a perfect pair. For me, it feels like crack primal, but toned down. Pre-workouts that I have in my rotation right now, I'd say it lands in somewhere middle of the high steam pre-workouts. It's not like beginner high steam pre-workout like Scary Hours, Kill Lab Supreme, OG of course, or Irate, something like that. And it's not like very euphoric or very strong like Legit Pre or Crack Barbarian. It's somewhere in the middle. I'd say you're not going to be disappointed by this product. My body is made more so, and Chase will cover other two pre-workouts in this toxic triangle, let's say. All right, that's it. Here's your Pillager.
Thanks for that breakdown, Fornius. Now we're going to get into my breakdown of the Pillager pre-workout. And I'm rocking all Pillager. As you can see, I got this baby's up. I feel like I gotta address this before we kick off. Everyone's gonna think I'm like, I got stock in this company or something like that. But here's the story behind that. I reached out to the owner of the company after I like to try to have a conversation. Being a new reviewer, smaller reviewer, I get big leagued a lot by these other companies. And so a lot of times I'll message them, get zero response at all, or like maybe come back when you got a bigger following or something like that. Because I just want to have a conversation with a human being. I think it's cool to have a connection. I want to hear about the passion they have in the product. And this is one of the few companies that's actually like wanted to like talk about their product and like, have some back and forth. And anyway, I complimented their logo, told them how freaking badass it was and how, they'll be sweet on my charcoal acid wash t-shirt, which we got the oversizer right here. I sliced the sleeves off this one. And anyway, I'm like, you mind if I throw that thing on there and see how it looks? And he's like, yeah, let's do it. And he sent me the freaking official, like, original copy of the logo. And I was able to make some prints, make some t-shirts. And so I've been rocking to this bad boy to the gym as I'm training on the Pillager to really I want to mentally get into the Toxic Tour, because this is Netflix series style. We are getting freaking masculine as hell, and we are going at it. We got the other products we'll hit on reviews here, but this is episode 1, and we are with the Pillager. And little funny story for you. So I've been wearing my Pillager, my Toxic Tour, Toxic Masculinity gear to the gym all week. I have to go to a family type gym because I got 3 kids, and I got to go to a place with daycare, and I got to go to a place my wife actually wants to go to. So 95% is either high schoolers or retired older folks. And so you can probably think of some of the looks I'm getting as I'm strolling in there with these toxic masculinity biking dude ready to just like alpha people up. And there was nothing more toxic than that masculinity I was bringing to the gym this week. And that's what we had to get into the right mindset. Almost like we're playing the role. We had to become this guy for the workouts. And anyway, let's break into this label. This thing is so damn small, and I didn't even think this through before I started recording on how I'm going to do this. So let me see if I can. Okay, I had to pause that real quick just so I can pull up the damn label here. But you've probably seen other reviews. I know that High Stem Ace pulled out his little magnifying glass, but I don't have one of those magnifying glasses on me, man. You'll have to send yours my way, because I need to get one of those for this label. I have no idea. I just taking the drink and see how it rolls. But we have sodium chloride, 200 milligrams, potassium citrate, 100 milligrams, magnesium citrate, 50 milligrams, citrulline, pure citrulline at 6 grams. So that's a nice little hefty dose. 3.2 beta alanine to help with the itchy tingles, some delayed onset fatigue. The biotin, 200 milligrams. That's all around general wellness. A lot of different things that helps out with tyrosine, some mental cognition. Taurine helps with another all rounder, some hydration. And then we have then we have alpha GPC at 600 milligrams. One second, my dog just opened the door. I gotta close that thing. Don't want the toxic masculinity sounds getting out and waking the kids up. And then we have ginseng, 400 milligrams, caffeine anhydrous, 300 milligrams, a little on the lower end. We'll see how this thing rolls. Theobromine, 300 milligrams. That's caffeine's cousin there. Actually, it's a caffeine, as we learned from my review on BH2K, the paraxanthine and theobromine are both caffeine precursors. So like our metabolites. So once caffeine gets broken down. One of the items is theobromine. So I actually kind of learned a little fun fact there. On people always think that's like something like a caffeine like brother, but it's actually a caffeine precursor there. And then we have oriogenesis at 200 milligrams, and then theanine, which kind of helps things eases the stims down. We see that in like sleep supplements and stuff like that. We'll see how that does. Then we got the 2 amino 150, so they're actually going in the reverse. The original Pillager did not have a badass package. I actually never had it. It just never really enticed me, and they did not have the 2 amino in that one. So they went in the reverse here. And then decaffeine malate, 100 milligrams. So that's going to be the longer lasting caffeine. The caffeine citrate is going to be the quicker hitting. So we got malate going on right there. Then synephrine at 75 milligrams. And then we have some Shishwandra berry extract, get some berry action going on there at 100 milligrams. Then we have the black pepper extract at 10 milligrams, and then the alpha yohimbeine at 2 milligrams. Pretty strong little dosage there. We've seen more, but not bad. But pretty stacked label overall. Like that thing looks juicy. And so I took this thing. It's been three uses now. This thing, it comes in fairly quick. You start feeling a sense of urgency within the 20 to 30 minutes, and then it just kind of builds a little bit more, and it keeps building and building until like about the 45-minute mark. You are training like with like the best way to explain this product is the freaking label. Like some products, they don't quite match the label. Like for instance, like Euphoria, I almost felt like there should have been something like slap you in the freaking face, because that thing was so energetic and I didn't really feel like floating euphoric on it. But this is one of those pre-workouts that like it literally matches the label. This thing is aggressive. Wouldn't call it happy. Wouldn't call it like floaty. But you're motivated. You feel good. But it's aggression. You want to listen. I feel like every single reviewer's pounded this in, and even Fornius mentioned it. You want to listen to some grunge rock or something like that. And it's so true. Like it kind of reminds me, a lot of people, I feel like Mel Kiper in the draft analysis or like the NBA scouts when they compare people. I always think it's hilarious when it's like, oh, this player reminds me of this six man from 10 years ago. That this toxic masculinity reminds me of pre-stack, the original pre-stack extreme. We all love that one so much. I know they came out the new one, but Fornius told me that not to, maybe pass on that one. I mean, I'm paying for all this stuff myself, so pre-stack, if you want to send me, I'll give it a try and let you know. But the original pre-stack had this like aggressive, mood elevated energy, and just it was angry, but at the same time you felt good. And that's what I was getting some glimpses of that. And this isn't like crazy illicit. This is definitely one of those pre's you feel like you would not like feel unhealthy taking a couple times a week. I mean, I took this thing on back-to-back days and was fine. Like honestly, like it's each person is their own individual. Like people want to know like the exact amount of times you should take like a stim junkie pre a week, but it all varies. You kind of have to be the research yourself. I say that a lot, but that's one of my favorite quotes is eventually you need to be the research and find out what works for you. Stop taking everyone else's advice. You may be able to use stims more than once a week. You may not, maybe you're once a month or you have to do one of these ones, but everyone's not the same. So we have to, like for me personally, I feel just fine taking these things a handful of times a week. I mean, I don't just run this bad boy 5 straight days, but I'm doing more than just one high stim Saturday, and I've been completely fine. Been doing that for a while, and I'm sure there's other out there like that. And if I ever feel like I need to drop back, I will. But for this one right here, it did not feel that case. Took this thing a couple times. Every single time, consistent. It's raw. It's angry. It's in your face. Things. It's toxic, and this thing fucking makes you want to pillage. And all in all, another thing, why we're in the toxic masculinity review here, I gotta give one of my little spiels. I know I love you guys, but man, GGH and uh, High Stim Ace, man, you guys gotta stop it with this PP tingle scales and your stimmy wimmy willies. It kind of reminds me of like some old creepy aunt referring to their nephew's penis or some shit. Like, just call it a fucking dick if you're gonna like do something like that. And I honestly, like, I don't know, maybe I'm just that toxic and that masculine, but I've never felt like any sort of effect from, or maybe that's why they call me Gym Dad Fitness. I got 3 kids under 4 and under, and but I've never felt any sort of effect in that area of the realm of the pre-workout usage until I started hearing that. But I don't know. You guys do what you want to do, but it always kind of makes me cringe a little bit when I hear it. And I don't know if maybe I'm the only one, that you guys are not killing it anyway. But this one right here, I mean, this, what more can I say? This thing is exactly what you would expect. They nailed it. They crushed it. I can't wait to tell you guys more about their other products, but definitely pick up yourself some Pillager. I got a discount code below, and also suggest buying this bad boy in a 3-pack. Save some money. You can stack it on top of that thing. So definitely like and subscribe. Grab yourself some Pillager. You will not be disappointed. My score breakdown for this one real quick. So let me add that. The scoring for this. So overall Euphoria, probably a nice solid like 7 out of 10. Nothing over the top, maybe even an 8. You know, we're creeping in on that. I'll put my bar graph up there because it all kind of varies based upon usage and what's going on that day. Pumps were just absolutely savage. Even alone without any pump product on top, they were great. I would give this thing like a 9 out of 10 on pumps. And then sense of urgency, nice like 7 or probably an 8, 7 or 8. Like euphoric, angry energy though was the star of the show. I mean, I gotta give that thing damn near like a 9 or 10. Like they nailed it on the dosage of DMHA to alpha yohimbine, and people want to know if the DMHA is really in here, and I 100% think so, because you feel this like aggression and caffeine and alpha yo energy at the 20 to 30 minute mark, but then there's like this extra level it gets to, and the only way that it can get to that extra level is something like a DMHA type substance in there. So that's why I think it's in there. It's a nice solid source with a, you know, a good average dosage. It's not like floaty, like elevate you to the sky happiness, but very good. So all in all, great, you know, pretty well-rounded product. You know, I made all these shirts and stuff like that, but like obviously, like this is a very solid pre. But there's others out there that are more illicit, more on the next level. But this is just like a very well-rounded pre. It's like I said, it's one of those ones you could use multiple times a week. So although it's not like the best in any one category, it's got a calling card with it being an angry, you know, but at the same time euphoric type pre, and then it's pretty solid in the other categories. So it's almost one of those ones that, like, you know, you could get and definitely use as a, you know, multiple times a week, different body parts, stuff like that. It's not one of those pre's that's so illicit you keep it on your shelf and only use it once a month. But like, subscribe, Jim That Fitness. I'm out. Got to add in my sauna thoughts for this one. Actually, this is a few days post review. I don't know, maybe it was just an excuse to take Pillager one more time before I started a new pre-workout, but I've got to stay consistent with the sauna thoughts, and I feel like it really helps clear the dust on my overall thoughts. And just got done kind of going through my video, doing some edits, stuff like that, listening to me and Fornies give our breakdowns. And you know, I don't know if there's really much to add. I just want to reiterate, after running this bad boy again today, that me and Fornius have discussed before with pre-workouts how, you know, some pre-workouts, they have like good vibes, but they're more of like a happy, like floaty type feeling, and like, yeah, you're very productive, but it's like not the power output style. And me and him have like given an idea of this one as like an Aventador, and then there's like the good vibes, feel good, happy pre-workout that's like also aggressive and angry. And you know, Fornius said that, well, you know, that's kind of his forte, and he gave the idea of the Dark Lags Barbarian. And so this is definitely, I think I've kind of reiterated that with saying that it masks the Pillager style and mindset, that this is definitely more of aggressive pre-workout. It comes in fast, comes in hard, but people always want to know. It's like they watch these reviews and they just want to get to the good stuff, you know, what they want to see if the real deal's in there. You know, anyone can make a pre-workout with 2 grams of alpha yo and 350 of caffeine and call it a day. But they come to the channel because they want to see if that 2 amino is in there. They want to see if that, you know, that lab made stuff, the stuff that's gonna make you feel elevated and mood enhanced. And I mean, me personally, I love that stuff. I feel healthier on that than 700 milligrams of caffeine. So I'm here to just kind of set the record straight. I personally think this one has a nice lower end dosage of DMHA. Like we said in the label, it's at a nice little solid 200 milligrams, and we've seen it up to 300. But I think this is a good quality, good source. Because here's what leads me to believe this feeling the Araya is so low, and there's definitely something that creeps in. It's like you get smacked early with the caffeine and the alpha yo making you feel pretty happy. It's not like a jittery smack, like you got to just absolutely move. It's not as much of an extreme smack as like a tweak or a edge of insanity or something like that. But it's enough to like add that, you know, slap in the ass to get out the door and get to the damn gym. Stop having conversation and feeling all floaty and happy, because it's time to freaking move some weight. Some pre-workouts we've been there before, they just make you feel so damn happy you want to stop and talk to your buddies for 25 minutes at the door. This is one of those ones that makes you feel good, but you want to push them out of the way and get the hell up to the stairs and get to the gym, stomping up those stairs like you're some sort of Viking man that just landed on that island that the Pillagers crossing over the shores of. And yeah, you get that smack, but then there's like this 40-minute mark where it kind of you get the peak of it coming up, and then it just rises just a tad bit more, and it's almost like I hit like the 45-50 minute mark, and I got this like nudge of like mood elevation, and I noticed this every single time, but it was more apparent the more I took it, just because, like I mentioned, that I like to review my pre's a few times, because it's almost like it's like a a heavyweight fighter feeling out their opponent. You know, it's the first couple of rounds you're just trying to land some punches, play them around, see what they got in the bag, what kind of tricks they're working with. And once I kind of got a good feel for this one and knew what to expect, it kind of slows down a bit more. And also kind of reminds me, for you sports fans that aren't in the boxing, like golfing, basketball, early in the season, that swing, that shooting motion, it feels so quick. Like you don't even think about it. But then you get more reps in, and it kind of slows down. Like it feels like when you shoot that ball, it's going in slow motion. That's kind of like, that's how I always felt with pre's. Like the more I run them, the more I really can delve in to the mind muscle connection and like feel out the pre. Like everything's just going so fast, and I'm so excited to try a new pre, and I'm fired up to try this Pillager pre, and I'm sure we've all been there before. And it's like, oh man, was that really that good of a pre, or was I just that excited and to try this damn thing with a Viking dude on the front that looks badass as hell? Because I think there's a lot of placebo effect that comes in that first time using a pre. So that's why I know it's time commitment, and especially if you only do one high stim Saturdays. But I feel, to get a real honest opinion to you guys, me personally, I'm gonna get that placebo effect, just getting fired as hell up about a label or a design, or like give my brain a little bit on how I should feel and stuff like that. And if something just absolutely sucks, it sucks. But there could be something that's like maybe like slightly above average pre, but they just nailed it on the marketing, the design. You're having a good day, you got a pat on the back from your boss, and you're feeling good, feeling got a big raise, or something that else is making you going on in your head that's making you feel a little happier, and it's going to elevate that mood and make that pre even feel even better. So you run that bad boy 3 times, different days of the week, stuff like that. I can remove those outliers. I'm a big as an accountant slash previous auditor, we're really in the big data and data points and things like that. It's hard to judge something on one data point, and because you get some serious outliers. But anyway, this one, yeah, definitely elevates at that 40-minute mark. So huge supporter of this one. Loved it. This is going to be one of those ones, even though I'm done reviewing it, a lot of them, they end up, I got some on hand here that I save them, put them in the deep freeze, wrap them up, save them for a rainy day. But this one I might keep around just for those days I need to pull out the Pillager inside of me. And it was fun getting in the character. I really enjoyed this one. Hope you guys enjoy the next 2 episodes. Thanks for joining Gym.Fitness. Also, stay tuned for the last episode. We're gonna do our very first channel. We've done a lot of giveaways with shirts, but this is gonna be like the first active giveaway with the Pillager shirt. So subscribe and comment to enter, and stay tuned for more videos to see who's gonna be the winner of that Pillager shirt. It's the one hanging up in the background on my big board is what we're gonna give away. Gym.Fitness, I'm out.